Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's Star Ladder Season 12 Europe. We are in now Group B of this Stage 1 group period. And we just saw Empire come back and take down basically Unknown in this best of 3 series. We are now going to be hopping into game number 2. So you expecting this time Empire to kind of be on point from top to bottom, or basically Unknown? Will they be able to kind of shake that one off, throw together something better than maybe going all in with this Undying get up and make a comeback? I
feel like most likely it's the former. Often what happens with these teams who, like, coming in as heavy underdogs, they have a close game 1, and if they happen to lose it, even in a close fashion, the next game can often be a bit of a wash. I feel like that's most likely outcome, but yeah, it kind of depends what their plan B is, because they had definitely a kind of niche strat there with all that magic damage, the Undying, the Zeus, and then just generally huge burst magic damage. Empire finally got their shit together, farmed some BKBs, and won some team fights, but I feel like in general, Empire's going to polish things up here in game 2.
So we'll see.
Who knows?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Look at these early bans here. You see basically Unknown. They eliminate the Wisp. Some of these teams as of recent kind of just don't care about the Wisp, but of all the teams you go against, Empire, I have to say, you got to make sure you get rid of the Wisp. They do have a tiny Wisp that is devastating in their back pocket if they get the opportunity. And then on the side of Empire, they ban out the Chen and Sniper. That means that Axe gets to get played. Basically Unknown use their first pick to pick it up, but then Empire respond with their Shadow Fiend and Brewmaster.
Okay, it's classic Empire. They're not going to be going away from their normal picks too much with these two, but I guess in some ways they're going to have two heroes that normally kind of fight over the mid lane, because normally it's the Resolution Brewmaster we saw last game at mid, so possibly going to go to, I guess Silent could mid on SF and Resolution safe lanes, but these two mix things up. Some games Resolution plays carry, some games it's Silent on the main carry, so if it's Silent, I think Silent can play Brewmaster just fine.
The thing is, I mean, as of recent, I've seen Brew all over the place. Like I said yesterday, teams like Moscow 5 have felt that a 4-position Brew can work.
That's true.
And it has. It actually surprisingly can do some serious work. That's if, of course, he's able to bring in some early kills and farm. If you end up falling off and stuff, then things get a bit hairy. But if they're able to string together some kills, then you have a 4-position who can do everything the Brewmaster did and can still use out that split. He's hard to take down, hard to kill as a support, but offers a whole lot of utility. So with that, bans continue here. Basically known to eliminate the Witch Doctor and Ancient Apparition, and on the side of Empire, they rid of the Skywrath Mage, and they actually put a little respect for mind control, I guess, and they ban out the Undying.
Even the Skywrath, like the Sky we saw last game with the Skywrath amplifying all the damage that the Zeus and the Shadow Fiend were doing. The Ancient Seal was a big part of that draft, so 2 respect bans coming out of Empire, not taking their opponents lightly at all.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a little bit with the Skywrath Mage. Skywrath Mage could be just like a natural arch nemesis to someone like Brew with a silence like that. And we saw it back in the day a lot when Brew was always going to be like that first pick, first ban when he's in the mid lane Fury. You always see like an immediate Skywrath Mage response. And then he had the whole Skywrath Mage, Faceless Void era. But we're past that now. But Brewmaster's still in flavor here, at least for Empire. Now they get their 3rd pick. It's going to be the Dazzle defensive support right here. Not a lot to say on that, except that they get nice little minus armor synergy between him and the Shadow Fiend, which works out well. And, well, as long as he's able to kind of hold on to that early TP scroll, these early laning phase should be a bit trouble here for basically Unknown on being able to finish what they started for early kills. Dazzle shows up, drops down a grave, and next thing you know, you're the one dying.
Yeah. It's a good Empire support, too, something they run a lot of, and yeah, this will suit them pretty nicely, so we'll see what base Unknown have in mind. They've got the Axe. I feel like you don't say, oh, they've got Axe, we don't pick Dazzle, just because they've put a counter to the grave. It's frustrating if you think you can save someone and they get Culling Blade.
Yeah, that is weird that they picked the Dazzle and the Axe. It's kind of like, yeah, we don't care. We want.
Yeah, I think Dazzle's still good for other reasons. You don't pick him just for the grave normally.
Storm Spirit.
Basically, Unknown going to go into a Storm Spirit, so probably the Arise hero for the mid lane, but that's open. It's still open. Could safe lane it. Another hero that's been going
because we got to see Magnus, right? Can't have an Arise game without Magnus.
Especially like it's like you lose game 1 of a series. His old teams would just be like, oh, we lost game 1 of a best of 3. We're not going to lose the best of 3 without at least 1 game on his Magnus.
Yeah, but you consider him the best in the world, so we want to see what that's all about. But for now, at least, yeah, they get their Storm Spirit. You know, additional magic output, great gap closer.
We need to do a little switcheroo with the teams.
Oh, you're right, you're right. People are seeing the... I did the switch, but I guess with the coin flip advantage, they didn't want to just change sides. So I was actually anticipating they were going to be switching things up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's Radiant again, Empire.
Okay.
So that's what threw me off.
Yeah,
a
so
bit.
yeah, Starlight's changed their rules this season. Rather than just you swap sides and pick, it's you swap who chooses. So.
Yeah, which I think that's great.
Yeah,
I believe we're doing it as well in the Summit.
Yeah,
too.
we've always been doing that way. I think it's better. You give rather than because it's like if your opponents win the coin toss game 1 and they choose something which they can choose something which also gives them what they want for game 2 in some ways as well. Like you have so little control if you lose the coin flip. So it's good. Game 2 you get full control over whether you get pick or side. You don't get forced to swap because maybe like you want to stay on that same side as game 1.
Which seems to be the case here. I believe it was Empire who now had the choice, and I guess they wanted to stick with Radiant instead of take first pick, right? Do you happen to see it at all
it looks
there?
like Base Unknown had choice of pick, and then Empire had choice of side.
Oh, okay.
So Base Unknown said first pick. They chose first pick.
All
and
right.
then Empire chose Radiant.
So
game 1, Empire maybe chose Radiant over first pick.
Okay.
Is my guess.
All right. So need to see these different teams prioritize either their first pick or side priority, but. Okay, Night Stalker now picked up for basically Unknown. This could be a 4-position Night Stalker at this rate. I mean, they also have a couple of mid-lane kind of heroes they could switch up, pull on an Audible out here. But a funky grab. That leads me to believe that basically Unknown could be stringing together another big fighting lineup, at least definitely in the mid-game period. Once Axe gets his Blink Dagger, Storm Spirit feels comfortable under his level 6, maybe gets an Orchid, and then Night Stalker, he might go on the prowl as early as that 4-minute mark. But once those items come together, 15 minutes in or so, 15 to 20 minutes, that's when it feels like basically Unknown are going to want to get the best out of this game and taking it into the late-game period. But if these heroes don't get that kind of a mid-game, they could be in a bit of trouble.
So Empire needs one last pick to pull things together. They've got their 2 supports in the line. Dazzle, depending where the Brew goes, is kind of going to depend what this last pick may be. If they're going to look for an off-laner or look for a safe laner, Brew kind of fills all of those lanes. So could either be a Yoki hero or a silent hero to round things off. Probably the Yoki off. I want to see some Yoki Pudge, man. I've seen little clips here and there, but
Yoki Pudge, Yoki Earthshaker also. He's been playing a lot of Earthshaker in the off lane. And it could work okay here, man. Long range stun always seems to catch someone like Storm Spirit off guard. He thinks he has an easy jump in, and a lingering nearby Earthshaker just kind of can rain on his parade. But I haven't seen Empire really play a whole lot since the end of last Star Ladder. And I know during that Star Ladder run, it was Yoki who set the standard for Axe. Yes. It was like his Axe play was the reason all these teams were like, whoa, we need to start playing like that. We need to start getting an Axe in our lineup. And
that Star Ladder set the spin meta in some ways.
Oh, yeah. Them, Jug, Troll, they were just all the rage. We couldn't get enough of it. So they went crazy. But last and final couple of bands here. Basically Unknown rid of the Clockwork here. And on the side of Empire, they removed the Slark here. So Empire now, it's going to be on them for their final pickup. Got about 30 seconds to go. You're anticipating the Yoki hero. That's, of course, if this is not going to be a off-lane Brewmaster. Will we see the Pudge? Will we see the Earthshaker? Will we see something else?
I think Beastmaster is a good pick just for the vision. It helps prevent the ganks coming in from Storm, Night Stalker. Something Empire do every now and then, and Raw just a good lockdown as well to keep Storm in place. But
when I have seen Beastmaster played by Empire, at least me personally, it's been a Resolution mid lane Beastmaster, which is awesome, and I think they should keep it in the rotation because the way he uses that hero is just something special. But
thought long and hard on this.
Sand King, what could be the greedier secondary support, which would lead me to believe it could be a Yoki Brew off lane.
Well, they got Dazzle Lion, so this is a core Sand King probably.
Okay. Or safe lane farming. Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost. Wow. Okay.
Some teams every now and then do like a mid Dazzle, but you've got your Shadow Fiend who kind of feels that. So you could do like a Dazzle Sand King in the off lane potentially and just dual lane it. Because Base Unknown have no real good laning supports at the moment. Zeus as a support, Night Stalker as a support, you can easily do like some 2-1-2 setup.
Oh my god. I think they need to get some sort of silence, man. Oh no, they're going to go Weaver.
They're have Zeus and Night Stalker as both their supports. That is very greedy, and I think that's where Empire let's punish these lanes.
Both these teams string together quite the draft. Yeah. Everything starts pretty normal. Axe Zeus, okay. Shadow Fiend Brewmaster, fair enough. Dazzle Storm, and then things get crazy from there. So this should be something special. We'll have to see how it's gonna fly out, folks. What do you think's the deal? Empire, remember, coming into this 85-15 of basically Unknown, heavy favorites. Bit shaky start in game number 1, but Empire, man, still look pretty strong. Now I want to try to close out this series 2-0, but they have put together quite the draft. And we got to lead things in, of course, with our pause here, Gods. Got to get that out of the way.
Official Dota 2 game now.
Yep. This is what makes it official.
I got to say, I'm relieved you're on camera work today. A few nights ago, I had a nightmare that I was casting a Dota game and missed like 11 out of the first 13 kills.
Are you sure you were in a nightmare and not just watching one of my games?
I actually like woke up and was like, oh my god, I could
like
still
in a
see
cold
the Twitch
sweat.
chat.
Whoa. Oh, Twitch chat, we're so angry.
It was one of those things where just the way it worked is so I don't know if it was 11 out of 13, but there was like 2 kills that happened at the same time, like while those first blood. So I actually caught one of the first 2 kills, and then after that, I caught I think the 3rd kill, and then every other time like I just get to it right after the kill happened.
I hate when that happens.
Miskill,
oh my god, I missed a kill. What?
And then, like as I'm talking about the missed kill, there was another missed kill. So it just snowballed out of control, and I just after that I was like, I'm so glad I don't have to cast yesterday. Like that would have been. Oh,
I wonder what the record is for most chained missed kills. Like when you go, oh, well, there was action on mid lane, as you can see. Oh, top lane now. Top lane goes down and bottom. Okay, great, guys. Seriously, though, bottom lane drop, and you're just like trying to catch up, and you're always just the bridesmaid.
I need to get like a Dota psychologist or something to deal with my anxiety.
If you're having nightmares like that, that's crazy. And I'm looking over to Twitch chat now like, they're taking dumps, gods, in our chat. It's just a constant spam of some lady or dude taking a deuce in our chat. Where are the mods?
The ASCII gets more and more creative, I gotta say.
It
started off just as like fucking pelicans or something.
Pelicans and Hitlers. And now we're on to dudes taking dumps on Peru, on me, on the chat. It's like Mario head got dude taking a dump. It's like ridiculous. Oh, whatever. But here we go. Guys, welcome. Let's go ahead and talk about the schedule today. That's where we're reaching. This is my favorite part because we get to kind of tamper with this. And why we paused? Why are we paused? Well, there are crabs in the system. We're going to have to go ahead and make sure we clear out and dust away all those crabs. Gods, they come in. Sometimes you get the big one. It kind of pops. Oh! Get out of here. We're trying to play a game. No idea where he is. Says mind control.
That's concerning.
Oh, God. Here we go again. This is what the last team said. And then they never had anyone. They ended up never having him. So we'll have to see if Starladder admins are starting the clock, but you know we can't wait around forever. This would be the 3rd day straight if we had a game that happened to be 5 versus 4. I hope that is certainly not the case.
I guess they haven't started so they could find a stand-in, but I don't know what like if they have to remake and how long they'd have, but
oh, well, that's not for us to decide. We're just casters.
Whew, that's a big match.
Yeah, man. Na'Vi versus Empire. This team is quickly becoming the teams with, I believe, the longest franchise history of playing each other. Yeah. For a while there, you know, people thought it was going to be like Na'Vi Alliance, and then there was like, what, LGD and IG something like that. Right. Yeah. But I think it's Empire and Na'Vi who have the longest history, and I think they have one of the best storylines. Empire is like, listen, you've taken enough of our players.
Yeah, it's always
and they're making to do with it. And Na'Vi, I think they have a new lineup now, right? I think they had a slight change up. They got DK Phobos now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here. Actually, if I can, let's see, where is that Na'Vi button? Where? What? Am I missing something here? Secret Dudes of Empire, BU Cloud9.
It's at the top there.
Where? Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Ready, guys? Let's see that lineup. Na'Vi. Boom! Starladder TV. Na'Vi profile. Who's that guy in the back right wearing the wrong hoodie, though? That's Godblack. Get with the memo, buddy. But I didn't see it. Did you see if he was on that? Let's see.
It said DK Phobos' name, but I didn't see DK.
DK Phobos. Yeah.
That's Funnick in the middle.
That's Funnick. That's not Phobos, folks. But
you get the idea.
Is this going to be their first time playing with this lineup?
No, they played, I think, a D2 CL match, I want to say, with Phobos. They got O2'd, I think, but it was, I mean, they're just working out the kinks. I guess they just changed their roster a bit, but this is at least like a very good group for Na'Vi to be in. They've got Empire, which is going to be a tough opponent, but Goomba as well is basically unknown. Na'Vi should get out of Group B, I feel.
Oh, I think I could show those group grids. Boom, Star Ladder! Okay. Here we go. So we saw already Group A come to a close with Secret walking out undefeated. And then we also had Duza, LC, and Moscow 5. In this group, like you said, it's Empire, Na'Vi, and then we also have Goomba and the basically unknown group. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, they have this dispersed. It's like 2 big, top-notch powerhouses in each group. And we'll have to see.
Group D is like, For
Oh wow, that is a stacked
there's no
group.
powerhouse in that group, I'd say, but there is
Anyone
stacked.
could take a game off anyone in that lineup.
That is 4 teams who I think NIP probably the most consistent, strongest team right now. But they lost games to like the Burden United team recently. They have not been entirely reliable as well.
That just seems to be Dota as of recent, unreliable with how these teams can play and how everything is done. Great, guys. Thank you in chat. Just continue to spam out those things. Great.
I didn't see the Mario face one until now. That makes it a lot more entertaining.
Look, they're just, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Someone's directing.
Yeah, right to me. Thank you. Mods, please. Where are they? Where are our swords at? Don't we get these guys for a reason? Oh, well, just keep it up, I suppose.
I'm hitting up the interwebs and crack the whip.
Well, we'll go ahead and jump back into the game so you can see exactly what we're seeing, which is, well, not a whole lot here.
We've got gray screen. You guys spam your gray faces. We'll look at the gray screen.
Let's see. No, don't know number. They don't even know how to contact this missing person. Do you have some stand-in? Can't wait forever, obviously. How much time do we have? 10 minutes is max pause. And I believe that is series bound, gods, from what I have learned yesterday. So if game number 1, you're waiting 10, 20 minutes, and the player doesn't come back, game number 2, if someone's gone, that's it. Sorry, we got to play. No pause time for you. At least that's how they did it. But then they lost another person, and they ended up pausing anyways.
Yeah, I saw one thing where they were like, it was 5v4. They had to play on 5v4, and then they lost a second player and became 5v3. So they were like, okay, now that it's 5v3, you get a little longer on your pause time. But
what made it even more crazy was, so they lose 2. One of the leftovers is like, you know what? Screw this. Enjoy your 3v5 win. He rages out of the game. It ends up being with one person left. We're like, okay, well, we're done here, folks. We're, me and Purge are wrapping things up and thinking about it, but they kind of keep playing. Next thing you know, everyone comes back except for the guy who raged out. So they actually could have had 5 men back, but they raged out and left. Okay. So, well, they're going to be looking for a stand-in, it looks like, here for their 5th player, and we could end up having a remake and hopping into a new match squared away.
So... yeah, it'll be a Storm. I guess go looking for a Storm player. Where's Blitz when you need him?
Oh yeah,
get him on the EU servers. He can polish up his Russian.
Blitz, Charlie.
He's a Storm
EG's
player?
manager Charlie's a good Storm player. He can get the job done if they like, but yeah, no, they are going to be committed, I imagine, to this draft at hand here. Serious theory crafting could be upheld here. We're still very curious. Did Empire at least jump on their heroes here so we can get an idea of what they're playing?
Yoki's on the Sand King.
Offlane Sand King. He's trying to set a new meta for the offlane.
Yeah. He's been playing all kinds of funky heroes.
What could you do with a Sand King in the offlane? Like, what would help him in a situation like this? Is it just relying on something like your Sandstorm to kind of get away in case trouble approaches, using that side camp to farm up? I mean, it's Radiant side, so he does have that pull camp on the side to work with. I mean, just using Burrow Strike as a evasive tactic to get back. I feel like for most offlaners nowadays, it's you need a way to survive, a way to get out, and for a lot of the better ones, you can always go back to the jungle. Yeah, which, hey, Sand King can do like 2 of those 3 things.
I think that's where Sand King's going to be a decent choice for your offlane here, because you can get it pretty fast, guaranteed level 3, level 4 up there. They may even start things off with a dual lane. I think Dazzle's likely to go up there with him, because Sand King, it's like level 1 Sand King in the offlane, he can get kind of zoned out a bit, even without a good zoning support. Just a Zeus could theoretically do it, and that's where I think Empire may look to have Dazzle up there with him. But the other thing is, based on knowing this like Night Stalker support thing, we've seen offensive trial lanes from these like Night Stalker +2 kind of drafts, and that's where Sand King gets a 1v1 matchup against an Axe. Then we get to see that fun Caustic build coming out of a Sand King maybe.
Ooh.
A Caustic Sand King 1v1 versus an Axe is kind of annoying for your Axe, although at the same time you've got to get in melee range, and that's where Sand King has to be a bit careful when the spins come in.
There's no chance that he just goes right to the jungle, right? It just is like, yeah, we don't even want to go with the offlane.
Level 1, no, I don't think. You need your level 2 Sandstorm before you can really jungle. Level 1 is not efficient. You don't even have the full uptime. But it's more likely you have someone like Aloha Dance Online stacking camps for the Sand King for later on, and Sand King just tries to leech his level 3 at top and then get the hell out of there to start farming. But
fair enough. Fair enough.
Kind of like a poor man's Batrider, the Sand King. Weaker laning stage, even slightly slower jungle farm, I feel. But offers a bit more burst damage in team fight.
Alright, well, It is what it is. I'm sure we're getting close to the expiration as far as the timing goes. So
It looked like Arise. He rang up one of these Style Ladder admins, asked for a few minutes to wait. So looks like we have a few more minutes.
Wonderful. So, gods, how have things been? This is where we go from here.
It's been pretty good, man.
Things been Sea Dota. I don't know anything that's been happening in the Sea world. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people on this same clock here. They probably don't know. They've probably been sleeping. Give us the too long didn't read of what has been happening, at least for Star Ladder C.
The Korean teams have been dominating.
Oh, that's right.
Hot 6 and Phoenix. Well, they versed each other in the loser bracket final. So they're second and third, and then Rave is in the maybe they're in the Phoenix in the grand finals against Rave. So Rave, a Southeast Asian Filipino team, but based in Korea. So basically, what comes out of this is that if you want to do well in SEA, you need to go move to Korea. That's where there's actually infrastructure to help you out.
Is this it right here?
It is.
Looks like it. Wow, look at that production. All right, so if you've been out of the loop and want to know what's been happening on the other side of the world, there it is. And you're right, man. These Korean teams...
Hot 6 have been looking really good with their new roster.
They got what? They got Jarex in now, right?
Yeah, and some of the old Phoenix guys. So they got 4M as well as Heen.
Yeah, wow.
But Jarex only played his first series for them yesterday, I think it was, when they lost against Phoenix. But hey, he's new to the team, and I think with time they'll do even better.
Let me see here. I bet I can bring them up. Woo! Star Ladder! There they are. Look at them. So handsome. Pulling together all these great wins, stringing it together. Who would have thought? What was it? Not even a year ago? People scoffed at the idea of the Korean Dota scene. There's no way we're going to see him. If they go to TI5, I'm going to eat my shoe. I'm going to eat my underwear. Whatever the hell these people want to eat.
I have a bet with Brian about the Korean team at TI5. So.
Are you serious? What does he have to eat?
No, I'm the one who said there would not be a Korean team.
Oh my God! What'd you do to yourself? Is it going to be another Enchantress situation?
I think Brian decided because it's going to go. I think I have to like sing and dance to Gangnam Style. Because enough time will have gone by that
it's going to be cringeworthy.
Yeah, it's going to be cringeworthy, but not to the point where it's like overplayed. So he's going to.
All right.
Well, that's they haven't made it yet. Like Rave, we made the distinction. Rave is not a they're a Filipino team. They may be based in Korea, but they're not a Korean team.
So Rave doesn't count.
Rave doesn't count.
All right.
Brian agreed on that one. I was very much like they don't count, partly because I have an investment in this bet. But
I don't know, dude. If Hot 6 continue to play like this, I could see them getting the C invite at TI.
Hot 6 or Phoenix, you mean?
Phoenix. No, well, I thought it was Hot 6 that have been playing out of their mind.
Hot 6 have been, but they're still not.
Phoenix
is still the better of the two.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Phoenix is the ones in the grand finals against Rave.
Let me look at Phoenix here. Let me see.
Hot 6 have been playing out of their mind, but that's just because they used to be like a nobody team as far as SEA Dota was. They were never winning anything, but nowadays they're beating all the Singaporean, Malaysian teams.
March. Wait, hold on, dude. This Star Ladder thing really likes to fly through. I want to read it. March, KP, Honey, QO, Febby, Ryzen. Okay. They look all matched, sharp dressed. And playing very well. Okay. Good for them. So, I don't know, dude.
They're the team who,
Your bet, I don't think is very safe. I think one of those two teams would get that invite. Yeah. Then again, Rave also, man. They put on a pretty good showing at DAC. I think definitely won over a lot of people.
If it was done today, Rave is likely invited and Phoenix is in the qualifiers. But Phoenix would be favorites to win the qualifiers, the Warrior. That's the thing. Even if they're neither Hot 6 or Phoenix is invited, those qualifiers, man, Phoenix are going to be looking good. All right.
Stand in ready, according to Mind Control. So I guess where we take it from here is a simple remake. We get into an AP. We get the picks back and underway, and hopefully get things started. So with that, hopefully the admin looks to respond, and we'll get in. But I guess from here, I can ask some of the questions I asked Sayori already. What would you think? Okay, so you're stranded on a desert island with some reason a TV and a VCR player. You can choose one comedy and one more serious movie. What do you do?
I would Wait, so one comedy and one serious movie?
Yeah, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not like just committing to one movie. Oh, yeah. I'll let you at least have both bases covered. That way you're not stuck comically laughing at yourself on this island over and over again.
For the TV show? Are we talking like one episode or like the full...
This is a movie, God, not TV series. Don't try to cheat like you're going to get a bunch of options.
Oh, one comedy and one...
Yeah, you get two tapes.
Oh, okay.
One could be blank Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
2 could be Tommy Boy. I don't know.
Can I take the TI3 Grand Finals as one of my movies?
You're such a dork. You mean to tell me that you just would want to watch the TI3 Grand Finals?
I mean, how's it any different to watching Forrest Gump over and over again, you know? At this state of my life, if I was stuck in a desert island, I would want to have some dough to watch.
You would like, you imagine like even just over a week, I didn't like stranded for the rest of your life, like a week, like how much you'd be watching that and just like, I know every movie. This is the moment where Bulldog pulls out that one TP to top lane. You would just know everything about the game.
I think that's the same with the movie. You start quoting the movie,
That's true. I mean, yeah.
How many times can you watch one movie over a week without knowing everything about it and going kind of crazy that you've seen so many times?
In that case, would the TI3 be your comedy or would it be your drama?
That was where I was going to come back to you. It's like, which category does this fit into?
I guess that's how you see it. If you're an Alliance fan or not, I guess that means if it's a comedy or a drama.
If you're an Alliance fan, it's definitely a comedy.
So good for them. Oh, I love this string. Now you tell me, what the hell is that on Wind Ranger's nose? Is it a piercing? That's a pimple, I think. That's where Jug's like, good job washing your face.
Jug doesn't want to go near that.
So it looks like we got our stand-in here. It's CY.
No idea.
Unknown fits the name of the team. It looks like you're looking at him now. Jordan_23.
A Danish player.
A Danish player. It's Melk under a different name. No, but
he's an EEL player, so probably someone who's been picked up.
Okay. So he's been around the block. EEL, if you guys didn't know, is the obviously Europe counterpart to the NEL, the in-house league, which a lot of these professional players, you know, your Resolutions, your Dendies, a lot of the top. I think almost there's more talent in the EE pool, like more consistent, talented players inside EEL than NEL. Now I love my NEL. But obviously, it's a lot of the more tier 2, tier 3
I think if you look
teams
at
and
sheer
players.
volume of players, that's where that holds true, because there's so many more Dota 2 players in Europe than just America.
From the outside, like looking in, if you saw like a EEL match, you would know a lot more of the names than an NEL match. So these, you know, it's a lot of iron sharpens iron. So this CY stand-in has definitely had experience playing with some of the best in the game. It's not like they just got some guy off the street and were like, hey, how do you feel about Storm Spirit? But here we go. Back in underway. We'll finally have a match. Pause time has been pretty much used up. So at this point, I imagine if anyone DCs, we just got to keep this game playing here. So, GoDz, we made it through the one pause. We got to have one every time, and we have done it. So thank frickin' God. I can't get away from him. But here we go. Match number 2 of this best-of-3 series. Empire already up 1 game. It's going to be Resolution playing your Shadow Fiend heading towards the mid lane. We got Aloha Dance playing your support Lion along the bottom. Always Wanna Fly is going to be playing your Dazzle. Nearby we got Silent, who's now going to be playing your Brewmaster. And up and above, a lane that we're going to have to keep tabs on pretty often here, GoDz. It's going to be Yoki playing your off-lane Sand King. Ooh.
Boots first build for him. We'll see what his move's going to be. No HP regen. May just try to tuck himself in some trees and leech XP out of this lane.
Bounty Hunter style.
Yeah. Okay. No real jungler to contest, but yeah, he's going to be elusive. And one of the nice things about like an offlane Sand King is you can, if you get completely zoned out of the lane, go for like a gank on the mid, come from behind with a Burrow Strike and set Resolution up for some kills. So it is a nice kind of hero to have move around the map a little bit. And then at some point you're going to look to settle in your own jungle.
And
get a 1v1 matchup.
Oh, pincer play here, but Sakuchi on him.
Yoki's going to be 1v1 against the Weaver with an Axe tri-lane down bottom.
I think that's not too bad. The Weaver should be able to get any kills on Yoki, but they can't really stop the Weaver from getting CS. He should be able to get what he wants out of the lane.
Weaver's got sentries, and Yoki has just boots. This item build is not going to help him in the 1v1 matchup.
It looks like basically Unknown might have read the draft pretty well then, if that's the case, anticipating this very different off-lane Sand King here. So I'm curious to see how it's going to work out for basically Unknown, though. Yeah, we got Nico Baby, who's going to be playing the solo safe lane Weaver going up against him. Mid lane Mind Control is actually going to be taking over as the Storm Spirit here in the mid lane. So that means that their stand-in is going to be along here on the bottom. It's CY playing the Zeus. And Pure Evil, the former Skywrath Mage in the previous game, this time he's going to be playing what looks like the roaming Night Stalker early on. Interesting stuff. And then, of course, that leaves Mr. Insole on your Axe.
Okay. So I feel like Empire do have the generally more standard draft here with what they're pulling out. We're seeing Basically Unknown try and do kind of something a bit funky to throw him off with this tri-lane down bottom. Last game it was the Zeus Undying. This time around it's the Night Stalker tri-lane, and they need to make sure this tri-lane works. Not to the point of just getting a kill or two early on. They need to stay ahead and not let Empire get that kind of comeback potential. Bottom lane, they're going in silent. It's kept alive by a nice impale from Aloha Dance from the trees.
Yep, already bits of wither damage there and down to half life. And at that same moment, top lane, Yoki was eating a lot of harassment. He has no regen already. That sentry ward's been planted, and Nico Baby is kind of taking control early on. Definitely, at least as the CS goes, Yoki is just going to have to take sloppy seconds here and hope he doesn't eat too much right-click punishment.
Resolution actually managed to steal one of the Storm Tangos in the mid lane. That one in the top left is belonging to Pink.
Well, how does that happen?
He put it on the ground to pick up his salve, and then Resolution just like walked up and snagged it. Like,
nice,
okay,
nice green dank he got there.
And
that's mine now.
It's a shared Tango, so he can use it. Like, it's not the end of the world,
that's
but
so
it's
silly.
It helps Resolution. That's no doubt about that.
Okay, Invis. It's gonna be snagged up by Pure Evil. It's not 4 minutes yet, but they might look to try to put it to use here on the bottom. Could be a bit tricky, as they don't have quite a lot of stun and lockdown here. They have more heavy burst and hoping to bring someone down quickly. Aloha Dance could be that target. Dishes out the early battle hunger, if you will. And now is going to be slowly withered down. He does get the right click, though. That base damage on Lion. Very thankful for that boost that Ice Frog has given him.
And they're aware of this Invis, although Always Wanna Fly pushing up pretty deep here. Lion was kind of in the trees harassing from the side, but once the Invis gets picked up, he kind of hugs the tower more, so it's not really putting himself in that open position. It's like Sanking already deciding that top lane is no fun. He's going to fall back to the jungle. So likely one of the two supports will at least try and leech XP in top lane or grab a TP so they can make whatever they can out of that top lane. Maybe Aloha Dance will swing up there after stacking some of the jungle camps.
Someone really should take advantage of that, whether it's going to be support or someone to try to bring in some early levels. Bottom lane, silence onto Always Wanna Fly, but they are not looking to follow through, and that's where we feel like there could be a bit of a lack in this bottom lane from Basically Unknown, is just having a way to lock them in place, because for now at least Axe no levels into Berserker's Call, and even at just level 1 and 2, it's not a lot of time. So they'd have to get a hold of one of these flimsy supports, hope they can burst him down quick, and now they're going to go on the Silent. There's the stun from InSoul. Always Wanna Fly keeping an eye on him. Still has the Grave just in case. Doesn't need to pull it out. Will be fine. Oh, CY gets his clarity denied, so he's going to be a bit short-handed on the mana front. And Unknown looked to possibly turn the corner here, but it's going to be too late, and Silent will be fine. So, bit of early jabs thrown, but no one looking to connect on the chin quite yet.
And just not giving up kills against this Trellin is kind of the plan right now, or the main objective for Empire right now. The Axe has gone for this super aggressive build with the Orb of Venom and 2 points in the Battle Hunger. He's really trying to find an early pickoff, and hasn't been able to do so just yet. Haste Rune, though, is going to be bottom lane for your Night Stalker. Sanking, though, may get it. Ooh, Night Stalker just picks it before the sun comes in.
And it's a hasted Night Stalker at first Nightfall, too.
Yeah, they know it's there, and he picks it up, maybe not at the ideal time, so Empire should not die to this. If they do, it's a bit of a mistake.
Man, look how fast he frickin' flies, man. Whee!
Soaring Sanking. Huh, that's not every day you see this.
Soul Ring Sand King.
Looks
he
like
got those couple of levels into Sandstorm and then made moves towards the jungle here. Now has eyes on mids. He wants to be a fighter here and we'll get it. Wow, Mind Control goes for the pull, gets welcome for the Burrow Strike, but Pure Evil's here from that Nightfall and Haste, and it's Mind Control who gets the first blood, taking down Resolution. It won't go for free, as they are able to finish off and take down the Night Stalker. But the damage has been done. But yeah, bottom lane, they move on forward and get the kill onto Aloha Dance. So it's Basically Unknown leading out the charge 2-1.
Okay. That's a kind of good aggressive start. They're going to keep this aggression up. This first nighttime, they want Night Stalker probably setting up a few kills around their cores, like the Storm Spirit, maybe even considers a move towards top if one of the Empire heroes goes up to defend, which is going to be the plan for Lion. So a very easy hero to try and gank from behind as far as that top lane goes. But now it looks like Night Stalker's headed back mid.
Ooh. Bottom lane. I feel like this is just a very tense period right now. InSoul does have his Tranquils complete, just needs to get it on his person and then can work from there. But he's getting closer and closer to level 6, and we might see some early dunks fly. Wow, big heal bomb right there. Always Wanna Fly times that one out, and it forces InSoul to have to step away. He has no regen on hand at the moment, so he needs to kind of get back, get a hold of his Tranquils, and go from there.
They caught out Resolution. Night Stalker's coming in from the side as well. May not even be needed.
in trouble. There's the pull, moves forward, and yeah, he gets the job done on his own. Just showing the boost advantage he got from taking him down earlier. Not very often you see Resolution put in his place in the mid lane, but that's what looks to be the case, at least for now, as his Shadow Fiend gets dropped back to back here, and now Mind Control gets a bottle, bottles up, and wants to start going on a tear. Yeah, they start building up that snowball.
They see the double stack, but not going to be worth kind of Mind Control's mana and putting himself at risk just for a double stack. If that's like a 4 or 5 stack, he maybe goes for it, but it doesn't really seem like a worthwhile risk. He is going to come back in now that the Sand King's trying to farm it, but I don't see him getting too much out of this unless he brings lots of backup, which is on the way.
Yeah, here comes Insol. And he could walk in there. Yoki better get a good burrow here. They look to spread, so he can't catch them all with it. But they also zone back, always want to fly. There's the jump, silence, and the pop. Take down the Dazzle before he can get saved. And look at Yoki. He's like, I'm ready to man up. Rotation from Aloha Dance. They do get the kill. Mind Control goes down. Aloha Dance could be next, though, and he will be next. That should wither him away. The dot damage is going to finish him off, but another return kill, making it 2 for 2. Here comes Resolution now getting in on the action. There's going to be 2 raises and a kill, making it a 3 for 2 trade all day. Advantage for Empire there.
Yeah, that was a big kind of overextension going so deep in the jungle, and it seemed Empire were just ready for it. They're like, look, Sand King's just like, look, I'm going to farm this, and if they come, the only way they're contesting this is they bring 3 or 4 heroes, and we can bring more. We can bring our supports, Resolution at this stage, level 3 raises ready to go. Resolution gets jumped mid lane. Mind Control on respawn, balls in. His strength treads up, has bottle charges. This is going to be close. Resolution does not get the necessary bottles off.
And that went down to the last bits of mana for Mind Control, man. Very thankful he had that last little jump just to finish the job. So
Very
calculated, I suppose.
But yeah, you time those bottle charges like maybe a tiny bit closer between right clicks. It could have maybe been different bottom lane. Meanwhile, CY.
Oof. Ouch. Silent just walks in and gives him a 1-2 punch there at the end after it was beautifully set up right there from Yoki on his Sand King. So basically unknown. They have been kind of committing to these fights. It doesn't stop though. Mid lane, they make the jump now on the Aloha Dance set up with the stun, and well, Aloha Dance still alive. There they go down, but a couple of nice raises does serious work on the basically unknown. They get the kill on the Mind Control. 2 very weak and wounded. Run away. Yoki, no mana for a burrow. Oh, pure evil. Yeah, he's out.
Okay.
He's out. TP, not going to be caught. Insol manages to rendezvous with Nico Baby, who's like, hey, I'm very low here. Careful who you bring in. Oh, Yoki goes forward, gets the burrow onto Nico. He's got no mana to ult, but has the mana to Sakuchi away. Woof, that was a bit risky right there.
So line gonna come in from the side, finds Insol. Poking him out of this lane. So Yoki, Tranquil Soaring, not gonna have the fastest blink dagger with it. I like the Tranquil Soaring duo. These 2 items work so nicely together. If Sand King ganking a lot, the Tranquil movement speed is also amazing. He basically has 100% uptime, because Sand King has mana problems otherwise.
Another go on the Resolution. This time he's got help. Always want to fly. Does show up with a TP. Gets the Grave off. Jump forward. Jump back. He's waiting for it to end and gets the kill. If he gets away with this one, that would be huge. Oh! Very low on life. Down to about 30. Is able to walk away. Always want to fly. Can't get the redemption. Resolution goes down again. He is 2 and 4 on the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. Mind Control on the Storm Spirit has been putting him in his place, or at least making him sweat from up to now.
Good stuff coming out from Mind Control. He was undying last game and switching over to the mid lane to this Resolution when that was meant to be a Rises here in the draft. Like, he has stepped up and delivered so far.
Good heads-up play. Good way to kind of fill those shoes and put in the work right now. Top lane, Yoki makes his return since the start of the game to revisit his off-lane matchup with Nico. Goes into his Sandstorm to kind of at least scout things out for now, but yeah, Aloha Dance is very, very low. He needs help. Please, let me kill something. Gets healed.
That was a last-second heal.
Woo! That's scary. Has Axe been leveling that up? He has. Level 4 Battle Hunger. What are your thoughts on that? Not putting any additional investment into Berserker's Call?
It's a situational thing you can do. I think the not leveling up counter helix as well is a bit... He's going to get this blink and not do huge damage with the spins. He's going to have to rely on the Storm, the Zeus, the follow-up from his team, but it's worked out decently. He's 4-1. He's delivering the goods.
trying to go for a flank here mid lane, but Empire have spotted it out. They see little glimpses, and they creep on in. They finally make the jump. It's going to be onto Dazzle. Immediate double rotation, anticipating this jump coming. Empire look to, well, make a fight right back into Unknown. They quickly take down 2, as both Insol and the Night Stalker will be taken care of. Mind Control says, I'm done here.
They were so ready for that.
Walks backing away. Yeah, the second the jump happened, those 2 TPs just came right out. They knew, they pinged, and they made the call. Good communication coming out from Empire. You don't see that in your pubs very often. When someone's like, they're about to jump me. They're about to jump me. And when they make the jump, you have 2 people showing up. That's just the dream.
Everything seems to be going pretty well for Empire, looking at the big picture here. I'm not sure what the Weaver's going to be doing this game. It seemed like a weird last pick. It's a decent laning hero. He's matched up well against the Sand King because of the Sentry Wards. He's farming well. Is top of the net worth chart, but it's still a Weaver who's going to get punished once Sand King has a Blink Dagger. I imagine Yoki right off the back can just go for an Epicenter Burrow Strike and probably kill Nico Baby.
Ooh, bottom lane. It's Insol who's going to be going down next. Silent gets that kill with the split, but yeah, at the same moment, top. Oh, Impale. It's going to miss, but...
Shot it from a bit. He had to throw it from far away because he wasn't in position. But.
So that's your epicenter being used, and they don't get the kill onto Nico. Nico's fine. Does have to use the ultimate for it, but he steps back. And yeah, just kind of echoing from what you're talking about. Weaver, we don't see this guy in the games not too recently. His late game potential doesn't seem to match up with your jugs, your snipers, your trolls that have been coming into play. He kind of needs to stop off for his defensive Lincolns typically first and foremost, and his damage output seems to be coming later and later into the game, but now he's looking to put out some damage right here as he gets help from Pure Evil. Zeus ultimate will come out. Burrow, though, catches both of them as Yoki is going to be able to exit through the back door here to get away.
Yeah, it was a nice play from Yoki with waiting to Burrow strikes until he could catch both and also not letting himself get silenced by the Night Stalker there, so... Good defensive play. He'll pick up his Blink Dagger now and TP scroll and probably get active on the map with some of these other core heroes. Empire Draft is just in a good position to fight with the... Even just SF having razors. Your Brewmaster does good damage, has his Blink online, so they've got double Blinks. Their team fight right now is going to be very close.
I'm a bit concerned here for Mind Control. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's been putting his Shadow Fiend in check in the mid lane.
Yep.
But then when I look over to him and it's like Power Treads and Soul Ring and really nothing else to show right now, I get a bit nervous. Like, it's 12, 13 minutes in. I want to see bits of an Orchid really come out, but here we go. Jump mid lane, Pure Evil. Going to be taken care of right there. The lead in from Yoki helps out, and then they just follow it up with a silent clap, and they get their kill. And now pressure is going to be on the tier 1 in the mid lane. Could be the first structure takedown of the game if they're lucky, but at that same moment, top lane, that tier 1 very low, going to be glyphed, and they get the rotations, and they also get the deny. Resolution picks up that deny, takes away that bit of gold from basically Unknown, and Nico Baby, we'll see where he goes from here on his Weaver.
Yeah. The Ring of Health could be a Lincoln's, but not entirely convinced that's going to be a huge impact item. Yeah. Does deal with some of the kind of initiation from a Lion, Sand King hunting for him as well, and not going to find the Blink Burrow Strike. Gets out of there. As he is creating some good space for his team to get that bottom tier 1 tower. Empire trying to get a tower of their own up top, though, while this is going on.
Yeah. It's just feeling like at this point, basically Unknown, like very similar to the last game, they had a good head start, but I just feel like the itemization behind that head start isn't quite there yet. I mean, Axe is still trying to get a Blink Dagger at this point, and is like 500 gold away from that or so. So he needs a lot more time to invest. Mid lane, there is going to be the stun on the Pure Evil. Clap follow up again. And with the weave there, yeah, they take him down. Good grab for them. Now pushing ahead 11 to 10. After taking down the tier 1 top lane, they want to do a bit of the same here in the mid. It's just time for Empire to kind of go from tower to tower and go down that list. They remove these tier 1 access points for basically Unknown. Empire can kind of could make a move into the Roche pit thereafter.
Yeah, not a bad Roche Lamp. Brew can tank, your SF does decent damage. It's going to have a Yule Scepter, so not really like a Roche taking item. Meanwhile, SF, Resolution, going to add another tick to his death tally.
Or will he? Yeah, he will. I tried to give him a bit of hope.
You said it in that tone of voice, I'm like, is he actually? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I know. I just try to give him.
Doubt myself.
I try to create a bit more hype, like gets the self Yules, but yeah, there's no Blink Dagger yet. He's stuck in a rut.
You had me convinced.
That's acting for you. Top lane, there's gonna be the stun. Big finger flies onto Nico. They get the Weaver down. Dunk on the return takes out the Lion, and now they might get Yoki. They will. Double dunks come out from Insol. It's been a while since we've seen this axe really go on a tear, but he puts that Blink Dagger to strong use. Debuts it with a double.
So suddenly Storm is in a much better spot now.
Yes.
He's suddenly got 2.6k, can look at it fast. Bloodstone, Orchid, whichever direction he wants to go. He needed those kills up there. Well, the Axe needed them. He's the one who got them as well. And Axe, well, Blink Dagger online is going to be a big item.
Oh, into blinks though. Silent blinks into top lane. Mind control. God damn it. Trying to ball away from this one, but gets cycloned up. He has no more mana to get away. Boom! Rock to the back of the head. It's dirty tactics, but it gets done. It's Silent getting that kill, now dominating on his Brewmaster. There's going to be the jump in call from Insol and a flank play from Pure Evil. They look to get around Silent. Can they stop him? Can they stop him? Yes, they can. The chop of the head right there at the end seals his fate. He goes down, and basically Unknown get their return.
He's going to fly. We'll make it out. So he'll get to the side here. Empire not done though. Without a Finger of Death, not easy to find these kills, but Pure Evil, this Night Stalker, he's on the pure feed train.
It's a fun train to ride on, but here we go. Insol moves in, gets the call, which will not be connecting. And they are still dancing with each other here. Yoki flexing his own Blink Dagger. They have vision of Insol doing these camps, but do they have enough damage to do it? Aloha Dance, no Finger. Here they go, Epi. Oh, it gets canceled. It gets canceled from the Zeus. He can't blink in. No Epi's going to be happening. Zeus is... I think...
There was a dire ward spotting it, I believe.
I think he was just looking to de-ward the high ground here.
I think so,
and because of the passive, which is long... I mean, Purge and I were talking about this. Look at this passive range. So all he has to do is just strike the high ground, and the static field will just connect on the other side, even in the dark. And he accidentally cancels the Blink Dagger and saves his allies himself. But here we go. Yoki now in trouble. Mind control bouncing back and forth. No detection for the Sandstorm. Gets Yulesed up. Gets taken care of. It ends up being a 1-for-1 trade to the better of Empire. But my God, that was an unfortunate circumstance there for Yoki.
I think he would have been able to cancel it anyways because they had vision of the epicenter. There's a dire observer ward in the river.
Was there?
So,
oh, you're right.
Further down there. So I think it was accidental initially, and then they see the epicenter. And it's like, oh, we already canceled his blink, so we don't. He didn't have to like ulti or something to stop the blink. But yeah, initially it was definitely it looked slightly accidental. At least.
Good for CY though. Their stand-in who had to come in and replace after the disconnected player. Now he makes his return. And is like, I'm gonna get that freaking ward.
He's struggling.
But he couldn't do it. He's like, I don't want to commit. I'm nervous. As Silent was there, it could have been a bit of a sticky situation for him if he wanted to stay in D ward. But they now have intel that the ward is there, and they have to be careful with where they farm in their own jungle. So here we are, checking out the net worth graph. You can see it's not too dramatic for either side. It's just Empire up and ahead, about 1,200 gold or so. Nothing too crazy. XP about the same. Relatively close game here. But now that we see the Blink Daggers coming together, the mid lane, or mid game rather, really shining at this point, Storm Spirit's still holding that bit of gold after he got those couple of kills. He did die, lost a bit of his change, and still waiting to see what he goes for. Do you wager he might go for the early Bloodstone? Does he feel that it's necessary to get an Orchid? I feel Orchid could be good here. You're stopping someone like Dazzle from saving his ally, and right now, he could be in a bit of a different situation. Jump in, Yules.
That Yules messed everything up.
Yeah, it did. And Yoki, unfortunately, another epicenter will be ready to go. Insult will be taken down. And they're also going to be taking down the Zeus, caught out from Silent right there. And they keep going on their chase. Pure Evil going to get stunned up from Yoki. And, well, with a bit more damage, jumping clap slap. It's Silent with a double kill. And true to his name, he has been the silent killer this game. We haven't really put Silent in the spotlight yet, but he has put together a nice 6-1 on his Brewmaster.
It feels like it's been much more Yoki controlling the tempo, but yeah, Silent's matching him kill for kill, assist for assist here, so Silent's been kind of salvaging the poor start that Resolution had in that mid lane, but with his involvement. I mean, him and Yoki both have had a really good mid game impact to get Resolution back in this game on his Shadow Fiend.
Which, hey, for a off-lane Sand King, that's pretty impressive. And he got his Blink, he's got his Force Staff, and he might be going for a Yules also himself. He's got the Void Stone already. I mean, that or a Refresher Orb, I imagine. More so being the former, so we'll have to see if that indeed will be the case. Very good against someone like an Orchid holding Storm Spirit, which, speaking of the devil, is moving on to Silent here with no Orchid, just kind of doing a bit of harassment.
It makes me think he might go for the Bloodstone. I think Bloodstone's possibly a little better. There is Axe with the Culling Blade to deal with the Grave anyways. Mid lane,
Ooh, there's an Epi that will happen. Mind Control's able to jump away. Insole on the return jump in. Blade Melt. Whoa! Force Staff away from the dunk. He does get a dunk regardless on line, but he wants a double dunk. Won't get it, but they do get the kill right there. And it is Axe who actually gets it with the Helix, I assume. Resolution shows up. Big Requiem flies on out. Can't finish off anyone quite yet. Nico Baby moving in, tries to get greedy for a kill and goes down. Oh, always want to fly. Barely alive on that one. They end up being a 2 for 2 when it's all said and done. 20 to 17.
Weaver is just not really cutting it this game. Like, he wins his lane for the most part, but hasn't had anywhere near the impact we're seeing of Yoki out of those two and from that 1v1. Not entirely fair to compare Sand to a Weaver in a mid-game impact, but...
Oh man, here is Silent just going mano-y-mano here with one of the manliest ones. Insole and his Axe just does work slowly here with the Brew, but Mind Control does come in. Oh, he just throws him up in the air. Like, let me finish what I started. Boom! Gets it done. Silent works hard for that one, but gets it. And now Mind Control could be in trouble. It will be. Oh, disaster. You're hoping that he's going to be saving up for a soul booster, but he has lost a good chunk of gold. And I think he actually had to quickly buy out, and he decides to go for the Orchid. He already has Oblivion Staff done and has 2 components towards the next Oblivion Staff, but with double takedowns like that, it's going to be a bit of extra time before that Orchid's complete.
And the indecision, like, of buying what item you're going to go for on Storm really hurts, because it helps so much just even before you complete the Orchid, having an Oblivion Staff or having a point boost if you're going for Bloodstone. It's just more mana to use for your general aggression. And attack speed, damage. Oblivion Staff is a really nice item when you're, like, early on going for solo kills, so... I think he waited too long to spend his money this game.
Very good farm priority right there. They allow Aloha Dance to get the last hit on the tower. He succeeds with that, and because of it, he gets his Blink Dagger. So now you get a Blink Lion on the side of Empire. That makes things very scary here for basically Unknown. And already what is becoming a scary game. It was quite even up to this point, but because of that last engagement, because of those double takedowns on the Mind Control, Empire now up and ahead about 6-7k gold, and now they're looking to bounce back. Mind Control moves in, tries to get a hold of Yoki. Yoki's able to kind of slip on out and away. Aloha Dance on the run as Nico Baby wants to pursue. His Lincoln's going to be popped already. Silent is going to be the focal point, though, as they pull him in and get the dunk. No Grave's going to save you from that one. But here we go. Epi, jump in, Requiem, looking to clean house. It's Empire now, bouncing right back in. Resolution gets his double kill. A buyback comes out from Insole as he jumps in, gets a hold of Aloha Dance and Always Want to Fly, but now he gets stunned. Always Want to Fly runs away. Another stun setup from Aloha Dance. Double lockdown coming out. Insole, man, this is a dieback if he does go down. Mind Control jumps ahead. They are able to take down the Dazzle. And now is Yoki still looking to fight. Burrow gets the catch. Resolution comes back in. Insole could go down here. He just bought back. He's got to run and will. They turn back for Nico. Nico, oh, barely escaping out that Burrow. And he will manage to slip away. And oh my god, it just doesn't stop. They still get a hold of Insole and take him down. Pure evil. Now moves into Resolution. Resolution does get taken down the back end of that TP, and CY rotates in a little late to the party, but doesn't quite miss out on all the action as Yoki burrows into the Roche pit and does manage to make it away. Oh my god. GoDz. That was a long-winded frickin' fight.
Yeah, that was.
That was a bit ridiculous.
Buybacks, diebacks. Night Stalker died and then respawns throughout the duration of that fight. That was kind of a 50-50-ish fight in the end. Maybe slightly Empire favored, but they did lose most of their cores here. If SF TP's out at the end there, I think it's a good result for them, but probably makes it a slightly even exchange with him dying in the very end.
That felt a bit crazy. I mean, it felt like it could have been just as easy for Empire to get what they wanted, pulled away, and maybe use those kills to go for a Roche, but it's just, they want to keep fighting. They fight. Unknown's like, if you want to keep fighting, we want to keep fighting. We'll buy back to get back into the fight. Bottom lane, Yoki comes in, stuns, puts out the Sandstorm now with very little mana as Nico nearby. His Weaver, he does have Lincoln Sphere, GoDz, but he needs to put together some damage. He's got the hammer, looking to go for the Desolator, but they pull out the ultimate here.
Yeah, he's going to start shining soon. And the Lincolns is really a nice little pickup. Deals with both Burrow Strike as well as the Lion Blink Hex or Blink Impale. You can't really chain the Hex and the Impale in time to cancel the Lincolns and then get him before a Shikuchi or time lapse.
Mid lane. Defense comes out as Silent. TP's in. Has Split ready to go. They jump in for Silent. Can they lock him down long enough? They can. They get the dunk. Silent is going to be taken care of without pulling out the Split. His bounty was already claimed earlier, but they do manage to get the return kill there, taking down the Night Stalker. Now they get the catch on the insole with the burrow. Set up from Yoki. Raise 1, raise 2. Very low on life. Trying to retreat. Mind control on the high ground. Maybe looking to get a pull and help out. Does get the pull on the resolution, but Yoki should be able to clean up Axe and will do so. Mind control steps back, but then he also gets caught with the burrow. Always want to fly. Wow. Grave and able to TP out and get away from this one. Now mind control moving back in. Sees Yoki. Yoki forced up to the high ground. As elusive as ever to get away from this. Goes into Sandstorm. Double burrow setup. What a player. Finger follow-up. Empire putting on a show, but they do end up losing their Lion as Nico Baby gets the kill there. Oh, Requiem flying out. Oh, trying to get a bait forward, it looked like, but that's not going to happen. So when it's all done, the dust settles. It ends up being what looks like, what, a 2 for 3 advantage for Empire. Oh, no, it makes, yeah, 2 for 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Silent did go down at the beginning.
And importantly, I think Storm just keeps dying all these fights. He's still not got his ult good 26 minutes in, so... even when Empire are losing someone like a Shadow Fiend earlier bottom lane or a core hero, at least their core heroes have their basic items that they need to be able to fight. Your Brew kind of, I guess,
oh boy. Time to party. Mid lane CY. Boom, boom, boom. There's a Darude in your face. Quick kill there for Yoki. And the solo pick down of Zeus. 31-23 now.
Yoki is farm too. He's got another 2k on top of the Yules. Itemizing just in the right ways this game and getting a lot done in these fights.
Yoki's a player, man. Give him an axe, give him an Earthshaker. Now he's looking to set the standard for an off-lane Sand King as he really puts together. The thing is that he just seems to be so in synergy with his team. They're making great calls that he's just like, I'm setting up these opportunities. You guys will be there to help follow up and get the job done. And he just continues to be that initiator, whether it's on that axe or that Earthshaker or Sand King. And he sets the platform for the rest of Empire to kind of put on a show. And with that, they clear out the Roche. They get their Aegis. It goes into the pocket of Resolution. And with that, they'll move down this bottom lane and look to take out a tier 2.
And this is where Unknown are going to struggle to try and take fights. Even if they complete that Orchid on Storm, initiating in, he hasn't got any defensive items. No Bloodstone, no Lincolns, BKB. If he gets Hex stunned, he's just instantly dead. Wrap around.
Pure Evil tries to smoke and coming from behind. They move right onto Silent. Can they get the takedown again? No, this time he gets the split off. The call's not there. Insole shows up a little too late. Gets stunned up and taken down. Double kill already for Resolution. Oh, disaster for basically Unknown as they get basically, well, dominated in that fight. Yeah. Tier 2 now going to be going down. Empire, it looks a bit of the same as the conclusion of game number 1. At one point, Empire just go, it's our game now, and we're not letting go.
Get back, defend their towers even. Weaver trying to do what he can elsewhere on the map. Has gone for a BKB, not a Desolator. That is...
very defensive.
Too defensive. Yeah, he's just not going to have high impact with this. It's kind of like a game-losing BKBs in some ways, where it's like, yeah, you don't die, but how are you going to win a fight without damage here? I feel like the Lincolns alone, yeah, there's Yules and lots of stuff to break it, but if you're not doing damage, staying alive doesn't matter.
I mean, when you get jump-in calls to try to quickly burst down a Brew, you need that right-click damage later into the game to get the job done. Yoki, though, could be in trouble here. There's going to be the Grave, and now he's going to be able to blink and walk out away from this one. Good save right there. But yeah.
Getting a Yules Blink Dagger off while you have a Beetle on you? That is... I did not know that was possible.
That's very impressive. Catching between the ticks or something. Jump in burrow, but the Lincolns is going to soak that one up. The defense pays off there as Nico's going to be on a killing spree as he finishes off that Lion.
Okay, get a couple.
Okay, longest jump I've ever seen. Olympic dives happening right here onto Always Want to Fly. Grave actually happens. And, well, there's the dunk.
He died and they're still chasing Yoki.
They are bloodthirsty.
Blink Force, he should be okay. Gets Zeus ulted, but doesn't look like they'll be able to catch up to him.
Yeah, he's like, he sees that global come out, and he's like, yeah, I got to make sure I get the hell out of here. Burrows even to secure that escape. Because Resolution will farm the top lane during all of this.
Yeah.
He's going to get a Scotty.
Scotty has the Aegis still for a good duration, so probably Empire group up with their ultis back up and look to even breach high ground potentially. They've kind of got the necessary items and the ability to fight there. But we'll see. With Silence having some problems every now and then. That fight, I feel, could have gone very differently. If Axe was there in time with that call to prevent the Brewmaster split, that would have been a very different affair.
Yeah. Well, they're hoping that their stars will align. At one point, Empire had a 12k net worth lead. Basically Unknown get their first big fight in quite a while to try to bring it slowly back in their favor, but it's a pretty steep hill to climb at this point for Basically Unknown. And look at this, immediate rotation to mid lane from Empire. They pop the smoke, clear out the mid lane where they are obviously seen. I think they might know that they're smoked up here. But did they have the game sense? Did they check the minimap? Did they see what happened mid lane? We'll find out here. Oh boy, pure evil. Purely dead.
Yeah.
Boom, bang, boom. 3 quick nukes and he's out.
Could go for the top lane, but it's not really pushing out very much. This may just be a mid-high ground attempt here. They can just start poking at the tower with the SF. No real risk involved with that. You've got Dazzle backing him up. You've got 2.3k HP with the Skadi. They're going to even put the medallion onto the creep here. I like even the little things. Empire just very polished.
Time to go with knocking at the front door of the Basically Unknown base, but there's the jump in call. Connects on silent. They get their priority straight this time. No, they can't get him done. Split's going to be there, and they already lose their storm on the back lines. 1-for-1 trade, now 1-for-3 at the immediate turnaround. Holy moly, Empire now looking to go for the jugular as they step into the base. There's the jump in burrow onto Weaver. Weaver silenced up. No ultimate for you. He is out. Immediate buyback. Otherwise, it would have been 80 seconds in the grave. And, well, Empire, do they pull away, forcing him to spend that bit of gold, or do they try to end the game here? Aloha Dance will be taken care of. Nico Baby back from the dead, able to get that kill. Resolution trying to run and take down that bug at the same moment. BKB, though, should expire here momentarily, and they will look to finish him off.
Epicenter.
Yule's Epi come in, does catch Pure Evil. They get the kill, and Resolution's still fine. It's Basically Unknown on the back pedal now. See why? Oh, quick Yules. Sorry there, buddy. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. You have been brought in as a stand-in to be privileged with a Yoki double kill right there.
Yoki just making plays happen. The line as well came up big there. He's the one who kept the Brewmaster alive. He hexed the axe as Axe was like about to culling blade, like because Silent on the Brew was completely caught out in that call. They finally got the good chainstone on him, but without the culling blade, they couldn't bring him down. They will find him with the Orchid though, and
all right. Good jump there, but then Yoki looking to respond with Resolution in hand, and this could be all not worth it if they end up losing a lot. Boom! Get the kill, taking down Storm, and then yeah, they get the follow up on the backhand side, getting their own dunk takedown right there onto the Dazzle. Resolution now locked in the corner, wants to go out with his back literally against the wall here. Oh, dunk. Hits the rim, banks off, but they still get the kill there. Insol, though, now going to be next on the list. Gets targeted, stunned up, bursted down right there from Aloha Dance and company. Now Nico Baby could be next. Moves forward, no BKB, no Lincoln's up. Does have a full wand at the ready. Aloha Dance tries to get out with a ghost and will be made into a ghost as he's dead now. So another long-winded fight there. 4 go down. And it ends up being a 4-for-2 trade. Of course, that came at the conclusion of another fight where Basically Unknown rather did lose, I believe, their Night Stalker. So. And there was a buyback used earlier from Nico Baby.
Yeah. He gets the money back and some, I think, with all those extra kills he got, especially with the comeback mechanic. And mind Epicenter from the high ground. Here goes Yoki. He doesn't want to lose that tier 1 tower, not this mid one. The dust's going to come out and reveal Yoki. He doesn't actually get the kill on Pure Evil during that. Needs another stun. Yules will buy him some time, and yeah, that's a dead. This Night Stalker he's having a rough game. 14 deaths.
Rough.
Man, this Axe, 17, 11, and 1. I only just noticed that Insol has been involved in a lot of this bloody action.
He's the reason I feel that they've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to get some of these big takedowns on your Brew, on your Resolution. And the unfortunate thing, though, for him is that he typically has a very low live rate. But Primal Split on top lane as they make a go onto CY, and, well, they get the kill. So CY drops, but yeah, man, Axe helps sets everything up, but they don't take them down quick enough where they can make it out scot-free. Yeah. I feel like they always have casualties after going in these big engagements. They might get a couple of big kills, like they take down Silent, but then they'll end up losing 2.
And I feel like he really needs a BKB so he doesn't get hexed or stunned when he gets that blink call-up, because he has to get his dunks, and without the dunks, things go...
Oh, Silent gets caught farming. There's help nearby and always want to fly. He could throw out a grave, but... I mean, the dunk would be there thereafter, but hey, BKB is enough to save and allows help to come. The cavalry's here, and it's Empire, who's going to go ahead and say, get the hell away from our Silent Brewmaster as they just quickly wipe out 3. The buyback comes from Axe, looks to rotate in. They also burst down with the finger, taking out Weaver. No buyback, out 100 seconds. Pure Evil, dead again. A stake through the heart, and Mind Control says, we've had enough. Good game, Empire. They walk away from this series 2-0.
Expected outcome, but not the expected way to go about it necessarily. A game 2, I think, much more polished from Empire, but basically Unknown showing some promise even with some stand-ins they had. So.
Yeah. This is a team that have been, you know, outside the radar for a while. Their last pro match was in early February, you know, so they have had a bit of time off, had to shake off the rust.
Yep.
Unfortunately, their first matchups with Empire, probably one of the best, if not the best in the group. So it's a tough test. It's definitely a tough test, but they definitely showed potential. Both games, they had an early game advantage. I mean, we saw Mind Control get numerous kills on Resolution, brought them down to like 4 deaths early on. They got some good early starts taking down Silent and his Brew, but Yoki, man, MVP.
I agree. Yeah, he was huge. He just used all his items, had such high impact every fight, but it still feels like if Empire just wiped this group, put basically Unknown against Na'Vi, and I could see an upset happen. Like, I would not be shocked if somehow basically Unknown knocked Na'Vi out, and that series is going to be the big one, which kind of decides who goes through in second place. But
yeah.
Na'Vi favorites, but I don't think they're by any means heavy favorites.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to find out exactly what Na'Vi is going to be doing here, because as you can see right here, oh God, I didn't do it right. I'll switch back into the game. You can see one last quick look at your scoreboard, but we have more Dota coming today. Our next matchup, as it is an Empire doubleheader, Starlighter TV. It's going to be, that's not the right day. What is that? What is that? Oh, did I put on the wrong thing here? Let's see. This should be now Empire Na'Vi, right? Why did these switch back? Okay, well, this reset. That wasn't supposed to happen, folks, so I'm going to be doing this on the fly, but we just saw Empire take out Unknown. The next matchup, which, what time is this next matchup?
20 CT sounds
20,
right.
So how far is that from now? You figure that out while you get this squared away here. Empire versus Na'Vi.
53 minutes.
53 minutes. Yeah, it was a pretty quick series, but okay, there you go. Yeah, so coming up in about 53 minutes time, it's going to be Team Empire taking on Na'Vi. A headline matchup. These two teams have a long history playing each other. Should be a great grudge match happening here. It's going to be Beyond the Summit, bringing you the English coverage. And, of course, it's myself at KotLGuy on Twitter and my good buddy and co-caster GoDz. Catch him on his Twitter at BTSGoz. Guys, show your support by hitting the follow button here on the channel, and you can always check out these VODs on the BTS YouTube channel. A pleasure as always. More Dota to come in about an hour's time. Stick around. We'll be back.
G2A.com!
Stop yelling at me!
The best video game store ever! Fast as lightning! Solid as a rock! Cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace! Remember G2A.com! The best video game store ever!